Hey everybody, it's Comedex and welcome back to some more Modern Horizons 3 competitive sealed in the Arena Direct. Our chance to win some physical Magic Gathering cards by playing digital Magic in the most high variance format ever, except for Momir. Best of one sealed. Without further ado, let's get into it. Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe we can go blue, white, black and play Arna, Kenyurud, and Genku in the same deck. Both pretty fun. Can be decently powerful in the right situation. Primal Prayers, Strict Serenade, and Flooded Strand do literally nothing. And then Disa and the Goyfs are all basically just filler. I mean, like, when you're in the lead and you can get hits off and make extra Tarmogoyfs, Disa can be good, but it's a pretty narrow position to be in, especially for like a triple multicolored card. You want a huge payoff for a card that multicolored. And then, yeah, the Nether Goyfs are really just fine filler. Honestly, like probably about as good as like a premium common, honestly. All right, well, don't love the rares here, but what do we got from commons and uncommons? We opened two Writhing Chrysalis. I lied. We have two mythic rares. Two Writhing Chrysalis. Do we have good green and red to go with them though? Oh no. Um, Close. The amount of creatures here is really low. That's so awkward. Just any good filler 2 and 3 mana creatures, and this would be really, really good with the double Chrysalis at 4. But there's some, like, a real lack of creatures here, and one of them is really bad. Shoot. Really wanted to do that. So if we want to go Chrysalis, we're going to have to go splashing. Play one of these colors. The green does look deeper than the red, although I do like the power of the double red cards, and those aren't splashable. Like if we run double Ember Mage and a Ral, I do like these cards, but they're not really splashable. I still feel like Path of Annihilation, Bridgeworks Battle, Horrific Assault, Territory Kohler, Evolution Witness, Nyxborn. There's like a lot of good green here. And we can still splash the discharges, and of course the double Chrysalis. Yeah, this is likely to be green. Green and something else splash in red. Could be green-black. We got triple Breathe here last and a Wither and Bloom. And then just like filler creatures. Nether Goyfs. Apprentice, a bunch of vampires. That could be a thing we do. Our blue does not look that good. Usually that's a good color to pair with Writhing Chrysalis Eldrazi shenanigans, but we have one Spawn Maker in the entire color. Shrieking Drake that's really bad. Electrozoas are quite bad here without a bunch of energy support, which we don't have. Our blue is pretty awful. White, very low on cards. None of them are insanely good. So that leaves us with what? Oh my god, that leaves us the black or the red, which I also didn't really like. Green, black, splash, red then? Look at the colorless and multicolored again here. Maybe I missed something big. Triple Sneaky Snacker. Waterlogged Teachings is fine. Our blue's really bad though. Some blue-white cards, but again, that blue is abysmal. I mean, even our white is just not there. Those are not the multicolored cards I'm looking for. This is a green-black dual land with the past. Hieratic Rebirth to pick up a Chrysalis from grave. Jund out seems like the one way to build this. So let's Jund them out. I don't hate running these lurkers in here, just as colorless top-end spells, but I don't think they're necessary. Crystalline our finishers Disa, Kohler, Dreadmask, Hydra, finishers. Yeah, we don't need the 7 mana 7/7s. This starts as a 0/1. If we crack a fetch land, it's a 1/2. Then if we cast an instant or sorcery, it's a 2/3. We only have 3 fetch lands in the first place, so we could draw this in games. We haven't even cracked one. I'm not so confident on the Nethergoyf here. We have 1 self-mill card, 1 Malevolent Rumble, 3 fetches. Even for late game, like grinded out value, it's not that good. You have to exile 4 different card types from your grave to play it. So then you escape it back, and then, like, what is it at best at that point if you've exiled 4 different cards? Like a 3/4 or 2/3. Even if you had like 2 creatures and 2 lands and 2 instants and 2 sorceries to exile 1 of each. Still like a 4/5 at most, very late in the game. I don't actually think Nethergoyf's going to be that good here. I mean, the best case scenario, this card is still always just like decent. I don't know if it even gets there. We've got a good amount of Eldrazi spawn, which makes Victimize kind of cute, but we don't have all that much stuff that's really good to return back. Chrysalis is a lot better if you cast it. And there's only a few top-end Reanimator cards. We can't pick up a Hydra, we can't pick up a Dread Mask. Yeah, I'm not in the Victimize either. Got 2 spell lands, we can cut a land or 2. Let's cut a land. $16 lands and 2 spell lands. It's just got down to 5 2-drops. Marauder, Apprentice Broodscale, double vamp. So if we don't splash in the Galvanic Discharge, we still have 3 Breathe Your Last, a Wither and Bloom, and a Horrific Assault. That's still 5 removal. What if the red splash is just Chrysalis and Disa? I'll still play the Rebirth, though. I think that'd be the easiest way to cut the last 3 cards here, because we want to cut just non-creatures now, because we are down to like 13, 14 creatures here. Yeah, 13 in Dread Mask. Really light splash now. Alright, this is my least favorite sealed pool by a lot so far. Even with the double Chrysalis. But this looks like the best way to build it. Our blue and our white were just terrible, and that's kind of the only other way to build it. We opened up just a ton of blue-white multicolor spells. Blue-white-black, that is, the Esper trio, because we have the Arna, Gargoyle, Genku, Triple Sneaky Snacker, some kind of blue-white-black pile of goop. It's a Jund pile of goop, or it's an Esper pile of goop. And there's no great way to get around that. Luckily, the black is a solid core. It's just a bunch of removal, right? So either direction we go, we have pretty much all our removal in the sealed pool in the deck. I feel like this way is going to be better. I'll take a look at Esper after this, but for now, I'm just going to get the mana base all ready up. 14 green cards, 12 black, 4 red. 1, 2, 3, 4. 9 green sources. 1, 2, 3, 7 black sources, so 9, 7, and way too many red right now. Let's go 10, 8, 10, 8, 4, because we got double black with Breathe Your Last. It's really important. 10, 8, 4 or 9, 9, 5. 2 Chrysalis, Disa, and Rebirth. Yeah, I should probably go, what, 9, 8, 5 is where that ends up. Yeah, 9, 8, 5. I mean, most of our early spells are black as well. I'm gonna go 9 black, 8 green, 5 red. Okay. Yeah, we'll do that. For the mana base, call that a deck. But double check Esper very quickly. Right, here's an example build of the Esper. It looks fine. I mean, Genko's very, very good. You can put a counter on your entire board, and whenever any of your other permanents leave the battlefield, any of your non-token permanents, you get to spit out a token. So Genko's very, very good. But Arna, the flying lifelinker's scary, but there's really no extra bonus. The most that we would have for modified creatures is like a creature with a single +1/+1 counter off of it. Either Dream Drinkers that put a counter on themselves or a Wither and Bloom counter. So Arna's just not that crazy. Genko's quite good though. On par with a Writhing Chrysalis. Trade these two out for 2 Writhing Chrysalis, and that's honestly probably comparable. Outside of that, we could just get lucky and curve out a little bit more with this one. There's a billion 2-drops. The very core of the deck is very similar, right? The triple Breathe Your Last, Wither and Bloom, some vampires. To have some creatures in here. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of either deck, but I am gonna go Jundam out here today. I like our green a good chunk. So, with black being our best color, pair our best color with my favorite color in the sealed pool of green. And we'll do that. This does seem pretty reliant on like hitting the 2 best cards. I feel like our other deck, while it is quite Chrysalis reliant, still looks a little better when it's not drawing Chrysalai than that one does when it's not drawing Genku. Right, because we have like other finishers here. It's a little more consistent throughout, more 2-for-1 nonsense. We got Kohler and Hydra and Disa as well. Oozewag even a 6/6 trample at worst. There's another 6/6 trample with Dread Mask. We got a 2-for-1 removal spell with Rebirth. Yeah, I just prefer the Jund build here, so that is what I'm going to roll with. We'll call it a deck here, hop into the gameplay, see how this one does. Here we are on the play for game 1. Perfectly keepable hand here. Our 2 main colors. We don't have the splash yet, though. Hello, Jump Scare Dragon. Yep. I pooped myself. Curve out with the Brood Scale here over the Apprentice. Get some extra damage, have a creature with a counter on it for the Oozewag. Little 3/3 Trampler getting in there. Not scared about Hydra Trainer until much later, so we'll just jam. I'm very likely to just use this and get the spawn, but if they play like a 3-mana bomb, like 6 or something, having the Breathe Your Last up is worth not spending the extra mana. And honestly, I could just kill a 3/3 here. Especially if they exert it for like 5 damage. If we miss the Oozewag mana, this turn could still be Dream Drinker Vampire or something. I've got a Poetic Rebirth if I hit red. Yeah, we'll just get rid of that. That's fine. Okay, we did miss the mana. Jam. Fully jam. This into Apprentice next turn. Now I have a 6-drop I could need this spawn for, so it's hard to justify. That Dream Drinker Vampire can trade 1-for-1 for the Brood Scale. Just immediately Sorcery Speed Adapt, sure. Another Breathe Your Last? I'm not feeling that. Just go Apprentice Life Drain. Speed mode now. Sorry, Dread Mask. I know I just said I should be holding mana for you, but get a really good apprentice board here. And at some point, we're bound to draw land, right? We've drawn 0 all game. See? Told you. And kill Gengar. I don't really care what it does, it's a 6/6 flyer. The rest is pretty relevant at that point. Shill Gengar? No. Kill Gengar. No shot they hit my 6-drop. Okay. Green Rebirth is not killing a 5/5 or a 6/6. Okay. Now firmly on the defensive. We have the power and toughness for multi-blocks though. Like 4/4 and 1/2 on the 5/5. 6/6 is still a really big issue. Or I think we take this. It's really bad for us if we double block and they just throw removal at Oozewag or something. And even if I block with the whole board, one removal spell on Oozewag would save the germ and kill my whole board. Sack the germ, kill the Marionette Master, draw a card, because that card was modified by the equipment. And breathe your last on Oozewag. So no 5-drop engrave for Rebirth. Horrific Assault is not killing a Crabominum. Do 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 do. Not doing anything on blocks, so I might as well get this menace damage in. Gain a few life. Could discard Assault just to gain another 3, but that seems quite bad. I guess that's gain 5. Oh no, this is a... If you control an Eldrazi, you gain another 3. So I gain 3 from Vampire. I don't gain the additional life though. Which I thought was 2 for some reason, but it's an additional 3. For some reason I thought this was gain the life if you have a colorless creature. Alright, Scurrilous Sentry, and the Connive was discarding a non-land, which means it's too big for the assault, and I cannot hit my territory color mana, which is really bad here, because we could trade it off and have a 5-drop engrave and then use the Rebirth as well to kill a Crabominum. We are under more than enough pressure now to Rebirth the Sentry here. This Evolution Witness is just going to pick up a 6/6 flyer, though. They're down to 10. So maybe they're under enough pressure they feel like chumping with Witness. I would be very happy if they did. But they probably won't. If they don't chump here, our best shot, again, we're talking about very narrow, unlikely chances here, but potentially they get too aggressive, don't hold up enough blockers, some kind of Nyxborn Hydra big trample bestow. Maybe finds the final 6 somewhere at some point. They do go down to 6. Evo Witness back Gengar and cast it this turn. They've got enough mana to do that. Just make a giant Crabominal. Hold up the Witness on blocks. If we hit a forest, they might be dead. I don't think, not quite. Really close though. Dang. You know, I would have had to have triple green, that would kill them. Still can't bestow. It's far from the worst draw on the deck, though. Put them to 2, and if we hit the green to bestow Hydra, that's our shot at cheesing out the win. Drop a Brood Scale. Adapt it. Leaves them 4 mana. Thanks to the spawn. Just drop it on the ooze, go as wide as possible is their plan. Come on, Forest. Flyer with a Nyxborn Hydra on it could do it. So they only have the 1 flying blocker of Gengar. Then I can trade into Gengar and get rid of that 6/6. And then try to win with the Hydra that fell off. Again, I have to draw land for that. Could run out the Oozewag here instead. Threatens to have a 6/6 Trampler attacking next turn. 6/6 Trampler would have to get blocked by a 6/6 Flyer for them to not die. Right, because I clear out one of these now, and then next turn they could block with 4 toughness. Oozewag tramples over and kills. I guess they have the mana to play 6/6 plus adapt ooze. Yeah, they could block with like an adapted ooze and then keep the Gengar. I mean, if I don't hit the green for Hydra next turn, then Oozewag is better. Because I know I can be attacking with a 6/6 Trampler next turn. This also makes it so they can't jump with the spawn here. Or they could. It would be a punt, though. So I highly doubt that happens. Okay. So they can play Gengar, they can adapt the use. One card we don't know about in their hand. There's Gengar. Adapt the ooze. If this turns into a situation where we're the one declaring blocks, we're losing because they have Dread Mask. I think we have to attack with Oozewag and activate here. Play it slow, don't play another creature. Just get Oozewag to kill Gengar. Wait to play another creature till next turn. Yes, I could play a 7-5, but if I play a 7-5 and pass, they could throw Dread Mask on and not have to lose anybody on blocks anyway. Like a 10-10 ooze on blocks. They're 12-12 flying trample. Yeah, this is send and pass. And a double block. Kill a Gengar. Do some dead to one familiar hit if we get that out before we die. But they're threatening 11 damage this turn. Off of just equip attack both. Oh my god, no. Vigilance with Dread Mask? They don't have quadruple green though. They can't equip Dread Mask this turn. But Vigilance Reach? It's an 8-8 and then it's gonna be 14-14. I think I need to chump the 8 to have any shot whatsoever. So if I don't chump this 8, I'm at 9 and then it's a 14 power trample next turn. No, I'm stopping 14 trample when I'm at 9. But I could take the hit next turn if I take the chump now. Okay, straight up one of the best draws in the whole deck. Top deck a mythic rare. Still probably not enough. +7/+5, get a green source. +5/+5 is 12 power. This thing's 14 toughness. We need the Chrysalis go wide. But even that, like, we would need them all to have 2 power. So even though we can go wide with it, it's not enough. And I'm 1 mana off from Chrysalis, sack them to play Familiar. That's why I thought it was, like, a really good draw. If I could play Chrysalis and Refurbish Familiar this turn, I cannot. Then it would have been exceptional. But since I can only play 1 card, I don't have any draws that'll get rid of this, because it has Umbra Armor. If I try to shoot it with removal, it's alive still. Chrysalis go wide is the play. If they play no creatures, they just like equip onto the ooze and attack. We could draw our +2/+2 fight spell and have 2 creatures with at least 2 power attacking against 1 blocker. About our only out at this rate. Just need two power attackers against just 1 blocker, which is a possibility. Yeah, if they sack their Chumper and they are really unlucky. If they're really unlucky here and draw no other blockers, a forest kills them. And we need them to be really unlucky. I mean, ever since the Carbomination turn, our only out was to get way luckier than them from that point on. And we have made this game last far longer than I thought it had any chance of. So far, so decent on that. Things got trample, really no point in doing anything but going to 2. It's gonna kill us in 2 swings no matter what I throw under it. If they got a random combat trick, they got a random combat trick. We're way more likely to have a chance if we have more creatures here. Oh my god, dude. They're dead on board to forest. Breathe your last doesn't get rid of trample. We didn't draw a single green source the whole game. We had our green-black duel in the opener, and that was it. None of the fetches. Oh no, we had the one landscape, but we had to get red. Shoot. There's no play. There's no play I can make. Just timed out. It's a shame that it doesn't get like summoning sick when I blow it up at least. Something like that. At least I can make them tap it, I guess. And then still just die. Yup. You got me. Devastating. That got so close. Again, a loss in the end, but we played against probably the literal best rare in the whole set. It hit a free 6-drop against us. They went 6 mana, get a 5/5, get a 6/6 trample, you discard a card. Insane swing in the game. We had to fight through double 6/6 flyer. We fought through a whole lot and got them down to 2 there, and they were at several points like a single forest from potentially dead. So it's rough to lose that one, but I think that was still a pretty good showing from the deck, and we played that out pretty well. Perhaps there was somewhere to get an extra 2 points of damage early. But as far as I remember, we played that out pretty aggressive. Like, I remember the apprentice curve out stuff going on to get extra life drain there. But maybe there was just like one missed attack somewhere, one missed opportunity. Insane game, and sadly a loss in the end. That'll be 0-1 heading into game 2. Here we are for game 2. There's no black sources in this hand. 3 black spells, one of which is double black. We have to mulligan this. Even the on-color spells don't start till turn 4. It's a 2-lander with no green. I guess the battle. Yeah, no, that's keepable, actually. Forgot about the battle. Thank you, Arena, for flipping that. So this has all 3 colors. And that's how you win in the Arena Direct. Okay, game 3. We don't have double black for Breathe Your Last, but Rumble can find it. Yeah, I'm going to keep this. Familiar into Disa could be pretty good. If they don't get the flying blocker for Familiar, cast Disa, immediately get a Tarmogoyf token the turn that we cast her. I keep wanting to call her Dina, like Dina from The Last of Us. I'm actually, if you haven't heard, there's a secret lair with a bunch of PlayStation characters coming out. I'm kind of disappointed in it. I'm still definitely going to build a commander deck based on like Joel and Ellie, because that's cool. But they're doing like secret lairs for a bunch of different PlayStation games, and they all only have like one legendary character, like just Nathan Drake or just Joel and Ellie, and then the other cards are like random instant and sorcery reprints. I really like side characters, so I wish that we got like Bill and Dina, Jesse, Tess, stuff like that. Chloe, Sully, like the side characters from those games. But just gave us 1 or 2 legends and a bunch of random spells instead. Which is sad to me, because these, like the Secret Lair kind of Universes Beyond tie-ins, those are the ones that kind of feel like they're very unlikely to go back to for quite some time. If ever. So it's like, we got Uncharted Magic cards, but we'll probably never get a Sully, you know? I know I immediately just irritated a bunch of people, because there are several that are just like, be a lot cooler if we just didn't get PlayStation cards, but I am pro Universes Beyond, particularly that style of Universes Beyond. Commander decks and Secret Lair drop kind of stuff, I think, is the perfect place to put Universes Beyond stuff. Should let people do their, this is my Nathan Drake Commander deck kind of stuff. I do agree. It's pretty awkward when they put it into Standard, and actively terrible when they put it into Standard when they don't have the rights to put the digital versions on Arena. Okay, playing against green blue. Think kind of want to apprentice here. Don't really want to sack the spawn until my Chrysalis is out. And if I have a Chrysalis and an apprentice out, it's like maximum spawn sack and value. This makes familiar cheaper as well, which could be relevant, probably not. Petrifying Meddler. Well, there's nobody good to stun, at least. Probably the servo token. The apprentice? Okay. I was already really not wanting to attack or block with that anyway. So we're very fine with that choice. So now they got a giant reach creature, so Familiar's not really going to get in and get a Disa trigger. So I care less about that. Just run out the Chrysalis and have the mana to do whatever we want with our life next turn. Welcome, Meddler. I'm not going to sack all my spawn token just to threaten to kill Meddler against all their open mana. Because if I block and then I'd have to sack all 3 spawn to threaten to be big enough to kill that. So I'd sack all 3 spawn and then they could just like spend their untapped 5 on any kind of removal on Chrysalis, and it would play really poorly for me. Okay. Drop a Disa, and then I guess we'll see what kind of removal you have here. Is it good enough to stop everybody from hitting you? Because I only need one of them to connect. Now if they instant speed removal and kill Chrysalis, they block one of our 1-power creatures, the other one pokes them for 1, and the one that pokes them for 1 spits out a Tarmogoyf token, which is a 3/4 right now. Gotta be double removal here, or like removal plus combat trick. And by combat trick, I specifically mean the one that untaps a creature for a green mana. If they have a removal spell and they have that, then that's 2 blockers up and a removal spell on the 3rd attacker. Well, that's disgusting. Okay. They get 4 spawn and exile Chrysalis, and they just double trump. Alright, well. Great rares were not on my list of possibilities there. I guess that one spell will just completely stop that. Exile my servo token and put Disa back in my hand. It's really good. No, we're way too far behind to be able to get any attack triggers. But I was talking about with Disa, start falling behind and this is just a hard to cast 5 mana 5/6, which is very bad. The fact that this also exiled my servo means I can't go double spell. I guess I would have needed triple black anyway, right? Double spell these two. Oh man. We play a familiar or we play a breathe your last. I don't think Disa's the play. We tap out for Disa, they play 1 removal spell and we're just still in the same spot. Not a good spot. Can activate Dream Drinker and attack with familiar. Trades into Battle Mage that's already got its good abilities there. I guess we really don't have a good play. But I feel like Familiar's the most likely to play well, because it gives us that opportunity to breathe your last, the reach blocker in the future, maybe actually get a Disa trigger. It's a pretty good discard. That must mean their hand is loaded, though. There's a +1/+1 counter plus indestructible trick. Or a dual land, either of which is valuable for them right now. From what we've seen. Would counter or breathe your last, or it would be their 5th mana source. Their 5th land. They have a mana rock and a dork. Baskin Brood Scale. They pass through. One mana from Disa plus Breathe Your Last. Better to have the 6 toughness on blocks than to hit for 1 right now, or 2. Royal Cartographer. They get an energy every time they play a land. When they're at 6, they can draw 3. They've only got 1 card left in their hand. There's a shot this Breathe Your Last resolves. This does not look like it's resolving. Good lord. We got 2 for 1 twice by, like, main deck artifact enchantment hate. These cards are nasty. Battle Mage and Collective Resistance. Okay. I mean, they don't have attacks on the board still. They're playing off the top as well. We milled 3 of our lands out of the deck. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're 11 lands down. They're only 5 lands down, so they're a lot more likely to flood on their draws. Still got a chance here. We win this top deck war. But they draw 2 lands and they're drawing 3 and probably seals the deal. So even lands are good draws for them. Do we have anything that benefits from getting colorless mana in this deck? We do not have a single card that cares about colorless mana. So let us crack this and make us less likely to top deck another land here. I got quadruple black if I draw another Breathe Your Last. They have 6 power without the Meddler. Can't really attack here, because if they play around 1 removal spell, they just block Disa with everybody but the Meddler and eat Disa, and still have the Cartographer to get ahead. We are like 1 more removal spell or something from trying to start chipping away at their board with Disa, though. We're very close. But for now, I think I have to hold on to Breathe Your Last and consider the possibility of blowing up Royal Cartographer instead of Petrifying Meddler. Not so good this late in the game. But I will have practically infinite mana now. That blows. I should have killed Cartographer in response to that. I forgot they could just not pay any and then have the energy to draw 3. Yeah, that's just game then if they can draw 3. Because if I Breathe Your Last right now, they respond by drawing 3. And if I Breathe Your Last in response, they still draw the 3. Oh, yeah, that's a punt. That was our 1 opportunity to kill Cartographer. I mean, we could have killed it on an earlier turn, but without knowing what we draw, and with all this mana up, I think it was correct to wait. But once that spike hit the stack, I needed to kill it before the spike resolved. Oh, it wouldn't have mattered unless I top deck another one. Because they were going to draw another one soon enough and just still have all 6 energy. Oh my god, so what are we just betting on the milling out now as our only hope? If we had Colossal Dread Mask, that could work. We've still got like 10 lands out of 20. Like half their deck should be lands at this point. Unless they have a lot of these spell lands. We know they have one at least. Yeah, go ahead, cartographers. I will counter a Horrific Assault and get a 2 for 1 here. Come on, Dread Mask. Ooh. Not a Dread Mask, but not bad. I don't have a lot in my grave for it, but we can get Familiar. They don't have any reach creatures now. Kill the one Death-Touching Nightshade Dryad, or one of the 2 Royal Cartographers. I'm gonna kill one of the Cartographers. Now is their chance to play the last spell in their hand. Gift of the Viper. Have a reach, Death-Touching 4/4. Okay. That's pretty gnarly, but I get to draw a card then still. You always get value off Familiar. Get a landscape. Okay. Yeah, 4/4 stops the three power attackers, which is what I was gonna do. Start sending those in against these. A 3/3, a 2/2, and a 1/2 Death Touch. I still have a forest and 2 mountains. I only have 3 lands left. Alright, so I crack this and then I only have 1 land left in the whole deck. It should be on straight gas, ideally. There's 1 forest, 2 mountains. Yeah, that's it. No more non-basics or anything. Hello. You top decked a second Ether Spike, you got it. I'm going all in on this. I guess I have all the spawn I can sack if it's a spike. So I can go 5... See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can go for 7 and keep all these untapped. That's an extra 7 mana. I would only need 4 up for the Ether Spike. So let's see. I can tap all these for 4. Could sack these for 3 and tap the other one. So 9 plus 3, 12, so X equals 10, and I still have 4 up. Gain a bajillion. But I think I want to kill the only reach creature. In case we get into the sky again. Because yeah, we're also killing the big Death Toucher this way. Okay. I will pay the 1. Give me a Tarmogoyf. And I still keep a 10 power Trampler to attack with next turn. Clear out the other Death Toucher. huge stuff from Nyxborn Hydra. And the Goyfs are 6/7s now. Let's go. There's a land. There's some flood. Land number 7 has been drawn now. We got all the apprentice drains still. It's gonna be dead really quick. This is like, I feel like only a turn off at this rate. Not sure if they know the Dream Drinker does not have Menace anymore. I mean, honestly, the 10 power trample, this could just be lethal right now. Could just trample for a bunch, life drain, and then sack the other spawn for 1 apiece. Yeah, this is probably just dead already. Lord. Sack. And sack. Oh my god. Alright, another pretty insane game, and we are now 2-1, at least a 50-50 record here. Never had a losing run in this Arena Direct so far. Always at least average. Heading into game number 5. Number 4. I instinctually said game 5 because I'm like, well, we're 1 loss from out of the event and we only have 2 wins, so we must be 2-2 right now, right? But no, this is a 2 loss and you're out event, so we're 2-1 heading into game 4, not 2-2 heading into game 5. Anyways, I'm rambling. We miss land draws. We got problems. We hit land draws. And we have dreams. We are an 18 land deck because we have 2 spell lands, both of which I would be more than happy to just play as a land if we draw them here. At least it's a castable spell. Gross. Blow our 2-drop up for 1 mana and keep 2 energy worth of value. Great work from Galvanic Discharge. And it's Discharge into Raptors. They can play a 4-drop for free. Amped Raptor is such a silly magic card. They get 5 mana worth of stats on the board on turn 2. Seems pretty good. Missed the land draw, but the Brood Scale, if they don't have additional removal, could give us a spawn token to help out. We're already under an astronomical amount of pressure, though. I mean, as I said last turn, 5 mana worth of stats on turn 2. On the play? No, they're on the draw. We're on the play, we just missed a land drop, so it feels like we're on the draw. Okay. If they have Scurry of Gremlins, this game is so over. Try to have a 3/3 eat a 2/2. Probably should have done that during our turn so that we could play around them having more removal when their mana's untapped. Although at least we would still soak up some of their mana on removal here, instead of using that mana to play more creatures. Okay, Okay, we're very lucky. I really should have done that at main phase. At sorcery speed. They got the combat trick though. They eat us up regardless. Permanently have a flyer. Good lord. They just opened Boros Energy draft deck and sealed. Alright, we kept a risky hand. Got punished for it. Missed a couple land draws here, which is always going to be rough, but missed a couple land draws against the Dream Boros curve out. The Amped Raptor for a 3-drop on turn 2. So we would have needed an excellent hand with no stumbles to have a chance this game, and that is not the hand that we kept. Which happens. I think we drew the lands fast enough for this hand to have a reasonable chance against the average kind of hands and curve outs. But this hand was far too slow for the Boros Energy curve out with, again, turn 2 Raptor. Right, like it had the blocker on 2, but they had the removal for the blocker into double creature immediately after. They played another blocker the turn after, and then adapted it the turn after. We were doing stuff every turn, but needed to do a lot of stuff to have a chance here. Yeah, I mean, this is astronomically dead. And 2 swings. Okay. That'll do it. 2 and 2. At least a 50-50 record each time. I don't think a whole lot of decks would ever win that game against our opponents. Curve. But certainly not a risky keep like that. Is what it is. 2 and 2 shall be the record. Again, I think this was our worst sealed pool so far. But still played out fine for us. Even our first loss was insanely close. Our opponent got down to 2 life in the end, and that was after they played like Crabomination, a bunch of Gengars, like a ton of rares. So I think this deck, gameplay-wise, in terms of how well it played during the gameplay, did better than I thought it would. It got about the record I expected, 2-2 or 3-2 or 1-2, somewhere at the average middle here is what I would have expected out of this one. But felt like it had the tools to do better than this with how well it actually played out during the gameplay. Again, our final loss, our opponent had a really great start. Most decks are going to lose to that, and we kept a risky hand and got punished at the same time. Any deck can do that as well. So those were not like inherent flaws of this deck getting us to lose that last game. And the first loss, again, a really close game. I don't think there were any huge flaws of the deck showing up to get us killed there. We got more than halfway through our deck and just didn't hit a second green source out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, I mean, you could say that was a mana issue, that we never got to try to Hydra for the kill there, but I don't think this mana base is bad. I think it was definitely worth the 3-color build. Alright. It is what it is. Still a great record so far. We have 9 wins and 6 losses right now. Still well above average. We take those. But sadly, that is no prize out of this event. We are spewing gems, as Wizards wants you to. But that is going to end today's video. As always, I'd like to thank my patrons and YouTube members for their support, as well as you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it and you're interested in seeing some more, you can always like, comment, and subscribe to tell the YouTube audience send some more in a recommended feed. If you'd like to catch me live, check out the Twitch channel in the link in the description below, and if you'd like to support the channel directly, you can check out the Patreon link in the description below. Other than that, as always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon for some more Magic Arena.